What's going on, guys? Higgs here, and welcome back to another Assassin's Creed Shadows video. So last week Ubisoft announced that New Game Plus would be coming to the game, and it is coming tomorrow. You heard that right, it's coming tomorrow. You've got to be at the level cap, which is level 60. We're going to get extra levels to go up to as well, so you're going to have something to grind for. And once you've completed New Game Plus, you're going to get some really cool gear. We don't know what that is. We're going to have to wait until we do complete it. So in this video, we're going to go over some of the basic gear and some combinations that I think you're going to need that's going to make your playtime easier through New Game Plus, because we do have a nightmare difficulty and that can be quite tough. So with certain builds, it will just make your life a little bit easier. But before we do start, if you do find yourself enjoying the video, as always, hit that like button, because it helps the video out massively. And if you haven't already and you're into all things Assassin's Creed Shadows, Assassin's Creed and gaming in general, hit the subscribe button for more content in the future as well. So in this video, we're going to be taking a look at Naoe and Yasuke. We're going to start off with Naoe because that is my main character, and I've got her down pretty good at the minute. I know how I can play with her, especially in the nightmare difficulty, and I do find it a lot easier than Yasuke. But I've spoken to people and they find Yasuke better because he is a tank. I love the fast movement that Naoe offers. So when it comes to weapons, I think the best katana in the game for Naoe is Violet Knight. And I say use katana because you're going to get the best damage output with that. So the Violet Knight offers really good poison build-up. Now, afflictions are really powerful in Shadows, and I feel they're going to be the clutch point when it comes to New Game Plus. Poison is great, it's a lot of fun, and there's a lot of stuff you can build into with it. The Violet Knight, I've got it maxed out at level 60, so these are the stats you're going to get when you start New Game Plus with it. Our weapon DPS is 2078 with our posture DPS 7479. We've got really cool ability damage at 11,426 with the poison build-up of 18%. Now, the engraving that comes with this is trigger poison on deflect, which is really cool because when you're in battle, you're going to be deflecting, hopefully, if you're really good at it, deflecting quite a lot. So you're going to be triggering poison. And because you get 2 engraving slots, the second engraving you're going to want to put on is affliction build-up is not lost over time. The reason why I say put that on is because when the difficulty is really high, you're not going to be taking down enemies so quick. You might have to retreat for a few seconds just to regain your composure, get a little bit of health back, just run away from battle, do whatever you need to do. And that's just going to allow you a bit of time so your afflictions don't start going back down again, so you don't need to rebuild them back up. Great perk combination on the Violet Knight. Highly recommend it. Next, Yukimitsu's Revenge, the legendary Tanto. I know this got a bit of a nerf with its main perk there, what we can see, but I still feel it's the best Tanto in the game, and the Tanto and Katana combination is so good. I don't think you can beat it, especially with certain abilities that you get, which we'll go over in a minute. So the Yukimitsu's Revenge, this is leveled up to 60 again. You get a weapon DPS of 2078, same posture DPS of 7479. We've got the ability damage of 11426, and we've got a really cool poison build up again of 18%. Now, the engraving I've got on this is afflicted enemies are vulnerable. That's the one that comes with it. I still think it's a really good perk, and that along with the Violet Knight, you're going to be having vulnerable enemies quite a lot. The second perk I've got on it is 50% damage from poison on afflicted enemies. So you're going to get an extra 50% damage. Enemies are going to be inflicted all the time because you've got this in the Violet Knight. You're never not going to be doing lots of damage, and you're going to need that. Legendary Onimusha headband, the best headband in the game. There's not even any question about this because of its perk, vault over enemies while sprinting. It is such a goated perk. You can just spam and run at enemies all the time, and it's going to make them vulnerable. And you can just get off some free damage, especially if you've got the Tanto. You vault over them, make them vulnerable, get a lot of damage off, because with the Tanto, you're going to be quick firing, get that poison build going, and there we go. You're going to win that battle easily. The second engraving or perk I've got on it is plus 14% damage on hitting afflicted enemies. Yeah, you can see where we're going here. I love the afflictions in Shadows. I think they're OP and they're super fun. So that's an extra 14% along with the 50% on top of Yukimitsu's Revenge. Really cool combination. Now, before you start screaming down your screen at me, The robes of Enraged, yes, you can either buy them or wait for them to come into the rotation. I did wait for them to come into the rotation, and that's purely because I wanted the perk Vanish after 2 seconds while crouched or prone. I hate the fact that you've got a perk like this hid behind something that you either have to wait for to come in rotation or pay. I think that's really shitty, if I'm being honest, and I really do hope Ubisoft change their ways some days, but that's the way gaming's gone, unfortunately. You need to do the anomalies to get your keys. So level up this, then get your keys, and then obviously with 2,000 keys, you can purchase 1 bit of gear. It's long-winded and I don't like it. But do not fear, I have got you covered. If you don't have this, do yourself a favour and make sure you've got or equipped the Swift Shinobi robes. A really good light armour. The perk it comes with is +2 health segments removed on air assassinate. You're going to be doing a lot of that with Noway. Ideally, you're not going to be running in and absolutely trying to storm a load of enemies. You're going to want to take them down one by one to give yourself the best chance. So a +2 health segments removed, along with building into the assassinations with the perks in the Masteries section, you're going to be taking enemies down really, really quickly. With that, I've got +10% damage reduction as well. I do think it's key to have some sort of damage reduction, because you don't want to be dying all the time, and New Game Plus is going to be more difficult. It's going to be ramped up. That's just how it is. The other good thing with Swift Shinobi robes is you get a decent damage with tools. This is only a level 47 gear, so at the minute we've only got +13%. But if I was to take this to Heiji, we can see, I'll level this up real quickly, and then we'll see what it actually maxes out at. So as we can see, you get a vulnerable damage of +31.5%. Now, if you remember correctly, the Onimusha headgear, you're vaulting over enemies, that will make them vulnerable, so you've got straight away an extra 31% damage. And if you have got tools with you, you're going to do a +15.8% damage as well. And I highly recommend tools. I do think they can kind of be a bit underrated in this game. But going back to what I've got at the minute, Robes of the Enraged, I would say the second perk you need to put on enemies are less efficient at detecting sound, because the higher the difficulty, they are going to sense you real easy, and they do. Like on Nightmare difficulty, you'll be in the bushes. If you just move very slightly, they'll look around and they'll try looking for you. So that perk is going to be really cool if you want to be sneaking around, which you're going to be doing a lot anyway. So I highly recommend putting that on. In terms of where to get it, I didn't forget, guys. I'm going to tell you where to get it if you don't already know. The Violet Knight, you must assassinate Yuki Onna in the Kawachi Kaza Ana cave north of Suzuka foothills in the Omi region. In terms of Yukimitsu's Revenge, this one's going to be a bit more simple. You can get this from the ancient tomb of Nanjo, which can only be accessed by Noway. The tomb, or the Kofun as they are called, is located in Yamashiro, northwest of the Izumisetsu region. So you go northwest of the Shiryuji Castle or south of Eagle's Nest. For the legendary Onimusha headband, you get this from the legendary chest inside the Koriyama Castle in Yamato. You can only loot the chest once you kill all the Samurai Daishos as well, which are in that castle. Going on to the Swift Shinobi robes, you get these from another legendary chest inside the building at Hijiyama Fort in the Iga region. The chest is inside the main building with the highest area of the fort. So, in terms of our mastery or our abilities, I would say we need to be concentrating on the Assassin's Mastery, because that, for me, is the best one there is. And the reason why I say that is because this is going to be the basis of what you do with Noway. You've got the Hidden Blade Assassin passive. Obviously, the Hidden Blade is quite important in this game, so this is going to help you take more segments off the health bar. So the higher you have this, the better it is. So the Hidden Blade, as we can see with Reinforced Blade, Hidden Blade can now be used against larger enemies, which is fantastic. And then Hand of the Creed, Hidden Blade can no longer be denied when enemies see Noway coming. The next one is Ground Assassinate. That is press R1 to assassinate regular enemies while they are on the ground and remove health segments. But what we're going to need to do is level that up to improved Ground Assassinate. Noway removes one additional health segment with Ground Assassinations. That is a really good perk. It all helps, especially if you've got the Hidden Blade leveled up as well. You're just going to be taking enemies out, no matter their size, in one swipe. And that's going to really come in clutch with New Game Plus. And then the last one is assassination damage. So Naoway removes 1 additional health segment with assassinations. You know where we're going with this. So if you're not doing people with vulnerability and poison, you're just going to be running up to them, as we can see here, and just absolutely tearing them apart really quickly. And then you want to get assassination damage too, so it removes 1 more additional health segment. And I haven't got this yet. I'm trying to save up for it now. Naoway removes an extra additional health segment with assassination, so you're going to be an absolute monster. I'm not going to go through all of them because we'll be here for days, but I'm just going to go through like my top 2 masteries. The next one is going to be the tools, because again, I think they're really underutilized. I love using tools in Shadows. It's so much fun. So you really want to lean into the kunai because they are so OP. They really are. So first up, you'll just get the kunai, so you can have the tool passive, which will allow you to use them. And then the next one you're going to want to get hold of is the kunai assassination damage 1. So it removes 1 additional health segment with a kunai. And then we'll go on to kunai assassination 2, and then 3. You get where we're going with this. And then because we're going to be dealing with really strong enemies, you're going to still stay on the kunai passive, but you're going to level that all the way up with armor piercing to get to Everlast. Kunai have a 50% chance to not break on hard impacts, increase kunai damage by 15%. It's a really fucking good perk. I love using kunais. If you don't, please start using them. You are doing yourselves an injustice. And I'll go through one more, and that is the larger tool bag. You might be thinking why, but with you using tools, it just makes sense. So you're going to get the larger tool bag passive, which is increased maximum capacity for all tools. You get +1 of a kunai, shuriken, smoke bomb, and shinobi bell. Then if you move again, you're going to get an extra kunai, 2 shuriken, which are really... So use shuriken for taking down the alarm bells, because if the alarm bells go and the guardians come, like, game over, because they'll just come with about 1 million of them in New Game Plus, I'd imagine. You get an extra smoke bomb and 2 shinobi bells, and if you get it all the way up to larger tool bag 3, you get another kunai, you get 2 shuriken, 1 smoke bomb, and 2 shinobi bells. So you're going to end up with a lot of tools. So especially when you go back to the hideouts and stuff and you replenish, you're going to have a lot of tools to go into whatever mission you're going into, whatever castles you're going to go into, and you'll be well equipped. So next up, we're going to have a look at Yasuke for those of you that are going to start playing with him. With Yasuke, we are going to start with the legendary long katana, and that is because, again, it's pretty quick and it deals some immense damage. Yasuke's a pretty fucking big beast in this game anyway. He's just kind of a tank. It's quite unfair. But the turquoise sapphire legendary long katana is amazing. It's so good. I love it because of the adrenaline gain, and with Yasuke, he's got an amazing abilities. I swear to God, especially if you link that up with a Konabo, which we'll get onto in a minute. But at level 60, we've got weapon DPS of 4,363, a posture DPS of 15,789, ability damage of 21,052, and we've got an adrenaline gain of 42%, which is massive. And the engraving this comes with: successful parries push nearby enemies back, which is going to be a lifesaver in New Game Plus. So you're going to get your parries away, and if there's more than one enemy, which there probably always is, they're going to get pushed back. That's going to allow you a bit of time to then get your bearings and then carry on with attacks. Next up, we've got the Tau Smasher Legendary Kanabo. My favourite weapons in the game, the Kanabo, because they're just big smashing machines, I suppose. But the Tau Smasher bleed build-up. Again, it's another affliction, and bleed is pretty decent in this game. I love it. On the Tau Smasher at level 60, we've got a weapon DPS of 4,571, posture DPS of 15,789, ability damage of 21,052, and a good bleed build-up of 18%. The engraving that's on this is create an area of effect on hit with combo enders. You're going to be getting a lot of combo enders with Yasuke because he's just a big fat brute. And then that nice little area of effect, if I get my words out, will go nicely with successful parries push nearby enemies back. With the helmet of the legendary samurai. So he'll increase critical chance by 15% for 5 seconds. Such a great perk. So every time you heal, which you're going to need to do, let's face it, he isn't a total like machine. He's going to take some damage. you get an increase of critical chance by 15% every 5 seconds. So you're getting a free extra 15% for critical chance every time you heal, which is just a basic mechanic of the game. You can't say no to that. Health is 3905, critical chance plus 8.4%, and adrenaline gain plus 36%. And then for our armor, we've got the legendary Protector's Armor. Can parry unblockable attacks. This is such a goated perk. Honestly, when them big motherfuckers come running up to you, it don't matter. You can just parry the shit out of them. There ain't nothing they can do. You are basically the god of parries. There's nothing that you cannot parry. With the Protector's Armor, you've got health for 4,250, a nice bit of critical damage there at plus 35%, and nice vulnerable damage of 30%. So to get the Turquoise Sapphire, it's pretty simple. You just find it in a hidden chest under a broken bridge in the Yamashiro region in a place called Eagle's Nest. That's pretty simple. That's all you got to do is make your way there. You can get it really early on in the game if you want to. Pretty easy one to get for such a good weapon as well. It's definitely worth it. And in terms of getting the Towel Smasher, you get this from the legendary chest inside the Sakai Castle in Key. And to get the helmet of the legendary Samurai, you're just going to need to go and get another legendary chest inside the Akaji Fort in Key. You need to kill a couple of the Aishos and then you're good to go. And for the Protector's Armor, you can get this in a legendary chest again at the top of the Nijo Palace after defeating the two Daishio. So in terms of Yasuke's mastery abilities, so one of my favourite long katana abilities is Payback. I've had this equipped since I've unlocked it. This will deal 3 powerful strikes to a single enemy, each dealing 49% ability damage and restoring 10% health. If you then lean into this, you then got Overrun, which increases payback damage by 1% per 1% health missing, increased payback damage by 40%. Then we've got the Riposte. I love this pure and simply because it looks flashy as fuck. Release L1 right after blocking a hit to perform an immediate Riposte. It looks so good. And then we've got Adrenaline Builder. Increase adrenaline gain by 15%. That is it absolutely mastered. Free adrenaline gain, guys. Why you wouldn't want to use that, I don't know. That's going to go towards helping with your abilities as well. So looking at the Kanabo, Spinebreaker is one of my favourite abilities in this game. Pure and simply because you're breaking spines and then you let off a big ass hit when they're on the floor. It's so satisfying. So you grab an enemy with the Kanabo, dealing 50% ability damage and knocking out regular enemies, half as effective on larger enemies. Then if we move up to Irresistible Force, we can increase Spinebreaker knockout duration by 10 seconds. And then we've got Spinebreaker now has its full effect against large enemies, which I haven't unlocked yet. But as you can see, it doesn't matter the size of the enemy. Once you've got this fully unlocked, you're going to deal massive amounts of damage as well. It's really, really good. Then we got Forward Momentum. When you hit an enemy, press R1 or R2 to chain your next attack faster. This comes in handy because the Kanabo isn't the quickest of weapons. It is sluggish because it just deals so much damage. This will just help you with the speed of your attacks. If you then go up to Power Surge, it will then give you each successful forward momentum before a combo ending increases its damage by 15%. And then forward momentum no longer requires hit confirmation. Press R1 or R2 at any time to chain your attack quicker. Obviously, these buttons I'm reading out for PlayStation, just it will change whatever platform you're on. And I'll have a look at one more, which is the Samurai. First up, we got Regeneration, a global passive at level 1. Restore 6% of Yasuke's maximum health when killing an enemy. That's fully ranked, so every time you kill someone, 6% health back if you need it. And then we've got Vigor, increase Yasuke's adrenaline chunks by 1. That's even better because that's going to allow you to hit off more abilities, the more adrenaline chunks you've got. And as you keep going up with the Vigor, you're going to get extra adrenaline chunks. And I have to say, also, Battle Cry, it's such a great perk. It's going to stagger all enemies within 10 meters of you, and that will allow you even more time to just get your bearings about you if you need to recoup or recover. It's such a great perk. I use it all the time with the Kanabo. And then I just want to go over the knowledge ranks quickly. We are getting some new knowledge ranks coming pretty soon, and with New Game Plus, none of this is resetting. The only thing that's going to reset is the story and your discovered places. And it's really worth leveling up because the more knowledge ranks you get, the higher you're going to be able to climb on your ability trees. And once you've maxed out all of your abilities, as we can see here, if you go over to your knowledge rank symbol, click on that, you can go in and get some more knowledge passives and be able to level them up as well. Get little increases of damage, health, like damage with headshots. Increase headshot damage by 1.5%, and that maxes out up to 20 points. And in terms of your hideout, just make sure all of your rooms are leveled up and you're getting the most out of everything the hideouts have to offer. Like max level with your scouting network, that really does help, and it adds an additional Kakurega location around Japan and reduces Kakurega unlock costs by 30%, and there's a lot of them. With a dojo, allies can be trained up to veteran rank, and the allies do offer a really cool way out of trouble if you just need them to come in and jump in. You've got the Forge. Why wouldn't you? Weapons and armor can be upgraded to level 60, and legendary engravings can be applied to them. And we've got the Study. An additional scout joins the league, reduced search zone for quests by 60%. It all adds up, guys. You've got the Terror. Experience gained is increased by 10%. That's going to be another really good one for New Game Plus when you're starting from the beginning. So make sure your hideouts are all leveled up. I know you've only got like a bit over 24 hours now, but hey, even if you can just do this for a couple of hours, it won't take long to kind of just get some materials for from some enemy locations and getting some of that gear which I've shown you today. Most of it's from legendary chests anyway. But guys, that is the end of the video. I don't want to babble on too much, which I already probably have been doing, but I hope this kind of just helps you out if you're just returning for New Game Plus and you haven't played Shadows in a month or two. I hope this kind of refreshes your memory, or if you're playing through the game now and you want to get into New Game Plus, hope this has helped you out in some way at all. And if it has, hit the like button as well, please, guys. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel for more Assassin's Creed content in the future. But as always, take care, and I'll see you on the next video.